Hey, what's up YouTubers? Welcome to a bit of an unusual episode in this playthrough. As you probably know, yesterday's episode had some technical difficulties which made it lose sound completely. And the original recording also has no sound, so I couldn't re-upload it. So I wanted to make it up to you, and I've done some editing to give you a sense of what actually happened during that episode, as for you not to lose a track of the most important events in this playthrough. So let's jump right in. I've chosen to visit the architect cache that is closer to the surface. So the obvious one was the one behind the Delta Station dock. So I went there and I stumbled upon some Ventgardens, which is a large fauna leviathan class lifeform, underneath which the cache was located. So I scanned it and I picked up a few ion cubes along the way. And on my way back, I noticed that you can access this organism from the below and actually enter the inside of it. Completely by accident, I stumbled upon a major resource which I would later need to craft some additional items. So the spiral plant is used for making a fiber mesh, which is an essential ingredient to create a the depth modules for Prawnsuit and Seatruck. So I picked up some samples, and apparently those can be replanted too. So after that, I created the Prawnsuit Depth Module MK2 and the Seatruck Depth Module MK2 as well. And for the last upgrade for the Seatruck, I needed a nickel ore, which I was able to access now that I had the Prawnsuit Depth Module MK2. I could now go to this Deep Lilypads cavern where the cotton anemones are located. Also, there is another architect cache there, but this one is more important than the others. Along the way, I stumbled upon a rare creature egg. It's a tri-valve creature, which only a handful of eggs are located around the world. So in this architect cache, I actually found a body part for Alan, and it's actually a skeleton. So that is one of 3 body parts that Alan needs in order for us to make himself a permanent body. Now, along the way, I picked up some nickel ore and crafted Seatruck Depth Module MK3, and at that point, both the vehicles were completely upgraded. So we were now primed to visit the other architect caches, and as you can see, I also replanted the cotton anemone, which apparently I will use at some point later, not sure when though. So I ventured off towards the that drawbridge part of the world, and I brought some hydraulic fluid with me because I would need that to activate the bridge actually. And I parked the Seatruck a bit further away from the location in order not to miss anything. When I got to that generator architect cache, which I've been in before, but I didn't know that I will have to come back later, I stumbled upon the ferret pepper, which I would need later for the spicy fruit salad. Also, I've activated the bridge and connected the 2 sides, of course. And afterwards, you actually don't need a bridge to access deeper inside the mainland, you can do this using these sideway canyons, and one of those leads directly to the Phi Robotics Station that Altera Corporation has created. And it just so happens that Robin's sister worked there. There I found some important pieces of the tech, like this Snowfox hover pad, and also you'll see later some Snowfox fragments as well. This is actually the room in which Sam's sister worked. I actually found her personal quarters inside. The spy Pengling fragment, which I will apparently need later for a particular purpose. This is actually Sam's room, which had her PDAs, and there were some decorative items around the room, like this framed art, and not just inside of that room but inside of the others as well. And I also scanned a map of the mainland, which is actually called the Glacier Basin if I'm not mistaken, and I found a cold suit blueprints, which is essential for survival outside the water. There were some additional pieces of art which I could later use. Also, the facility was built right next to the alien archway, or the teleporter, which apparently is not in function. Also, I found a power cell charger fragment there, and I found some additional decorative items like this containers. I also stumbled upon a Snowstalker in some other cave, so I didn't want to kill it, but I just ran away. It guarded an access to some underwater cave. And after I completed the scouting around the Phi Robotics Center, I set off to go back home to my primary base. I also found out how to craft the spicy fruit salad using that pepper and, of course, the Preston's plant leaves. It turned out to be quite an useful item because it restores body heat, food, and water. I also found out how to use the Thermos bottle, so you need to place it inside a coffee machine for it to be filled up, and you can use it later to restore some heat when you're not in the water. So that about sums it up what has happened in between these two episodes. Now I'm going to give you a walkthrough around the base, because along the way I've done some extensive decorating and furnishing of the most parts of this base. As you can see, there's nothing special here in my leisure room except for these potato plants and these Preston plants on the wall. On the upper floor, I've chosen it to be a bathroom place. So here we have a shower, of course, the toilet, and some benches, and even a sink. And now for the most major change. This room actually now is a mix in between garden and a kitchen. So here I have counters with a stove. I have two indoor grow beds containing most of the plants that I found. I mean, all of the plants that I found at inside Margaret's greenhouse. Here I have an aquarium containing some of the fauna that I've picked up along the way. As you can see, you can grab and put a baby pengling here, which is I think the most adorable thing that you can find, and keep it as your pet. Then I've constructed a fridge. As you can see, stocked it with fruit salads. Also, here I have a coffee machine and a water filtering machine. Here I have some dining table, of course, and inside here, of course, some new creatures have hatched along the way. This is the gold trival, which is
emergency. Starvation imminent.
Okay, I'm gonna eat soon.
Immediately.
As you can see, this is one of the rarer creatures that you can find in Subnautica, but it looks nothing too special to me though. I've also found this frost vase plant when I was on the surface, and it is another decorative item which you can use indoors as well. And that about wraps it up for this room. So I have also planted feathered peppers, which I will need to create more salad, of course. And I've done, as you can see, I've planted the spiral plant down there and cotton anemones up here. I also brought one of these kelp plants too, why not? And I've done some decorating here, but that may change in the future as I find more plants, of course. So in the next episode we're gonna visit that artifact 2 and probably venture further inside the mainland, as long as we create a Seafox and create a what's it called, the cold suit, to keep us warm for the journey. Alright, sorry once again for this mess up. I'll try to ensure that it doesn't happen anymore. If you like this episode, click that like button down below. Of course, for the future episodes, stay tuned and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode.